is an entrepreneurship project that is equipped to equip the entrepreneurs as with critical knowledge and skills for the business and their success. So today, this is a graduation ceremony to celebrate and for the graduates that have already gone through the first training, and they have successfully completed their training, and today is the graduation. So getting into our program, I would like to request the first speaker, who is Miss Claudia Gossou from the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, and she is the project manager. Miss Claudia?
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, aka KAS, and on behalf of our country representative, Mr. Thomas Keller, it is with great pleasure that we welcome our esteemed guests and our graduates of the 2019 Olafika Development and SME Mentorship Program. Since 2019, the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung have been one of the proud partners of the Olafika Development Program. And we are honored to support and gain insight from the Olafika SME Development Program, its mentors, partners, graduates, and key stakeholders alike, and particularly to the graduates of this evening. Limited access to skills development initiatives in Namibia, together with financial and technical constraints, remain taxing concerns in the Namibian entrepreneurship frontier. The workshops and initiatives as part of this Olafika program in the previous years and to date continue to ensure that these challenges are bridged. In cooperation with a competent team of carefully selected facilitators, mentors, staff of the Twapewa Kadikwa Institute of Entrepreneurship and SME Development, supporting institutions, including the NDTC, ALI, LED Pathfinders, the Ministry of Trade, Industrialization and SME Development, as well as the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development. We are proud to bear the name of the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung. Konrad Adenauer, the first Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany. KAS is a political foundation with 16 regional offices in Germany. In Africa, not only do we have the Namibia-Angola office, we have also established offices in Cameroon, as well as various other countries. Throughout the world, KAS have about 200 projects in more than 120 countries. At home as well as abroad, our civic education programs aim at promoting freedom, liberty, and peace. Not only do we focus on civic education, as part of being a partner in the Olafika program, we have the pleasure of ensuring through the development in the program that we can touch socio-economic development in Namibia and to inspire SMEs in our country that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. This having been said, the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung strives to promote SME development and support the development of social market economy, a concept which for over 50 years has aided Germany in successfully recovering its economy after World War II. Participants of the Olafika program certainly have demonstrated the much needed diversity and flexibility a healthy economy should be defined by. The skills gained and visible development of the entrepreneurs who participated in line with the vision shared by the Olafika program and its partners certainly create a promising avenue in aiding decision makers and key stakeholders in enhancing economic governance in Namibia, together with the support of the newly trained graduates. Today, CAS can surely endorse the program's purpose to source, train, and nurture entrepreneurs from across Namibia, to tackle the high unemployment rate, strengthen social market economy, as well as poverty. The social market economy, for those of you who might not know, is defined by 3 pillars, namely the individual, freedom, and order in our society. Fostering a healthy economy and functioning democratic structures are the cornerstone of our foundation, and we are proud to say that the innovative minds that are not unfortunately seated amongst us today but are joining us online are surely part of a growing movement that is contributing toward driving the social market economy. We applaud the inspiration and practical ideas our graduates have demonstrated throughout the Olafika program. Today we witness the outcome of continuous hard work, commitment to cultivate a promising movement of entrepreneurial ideas amidst our skills development and associated employment crisis in Namibia. We would like to wish the graduates all the success and promising road ahead towards strengthening Namibia's SMME sector in line with the country's development goals, and we thank you. Thank you.
May we please give Ms. Claudia another round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Claudia, for a well-delivered remarks. And I would also just like to take this moment to just remind all of us here that this is a live stream show, and I'll just humbly request us to please minimize our movement just to make it easy for our camera team, that they are able to capture every moment undisturbed. Thank you. We are carrying on with our program, and the next speaker will be a virtual speaker. They have a recorded speech as well, remarks by Ms. Anna Mary Philander, who is a facilitator and campus manager of the African Leadership Institute. She unfortunately could not be here with us.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anna-Marie Philander, and it is indeed a privilege and an honor to, on behalf of the founders of the African Leadership Institute, Davi and Krishna Furi, to share the following remarks. As we all know, the vision of Ali is basically to train leaders to transform Africa. Leaders with tough minds, soft hearts, upright characters, and skillful hands. Our intent was and is and always will be to transform leaders, personally first and foremost, to enable them to go back and transform their relationships at home, to transform their communities, and to transform their performance basically in the workplace and in their own businesses. And we got it right with this group once again. Our role in this partnership was basically to sensitize the leaders aside from equipping them with tools how to be successful in their businesses, also to sensitize them to live a balanced life and to be intentional in ongoing growth and to influence people wherever they go. I was the facilitator, as I already mentioned, and it was an honor to journey with this awesome group of leaders and saw them grow from ground zero to where they are today. They will tell you, as you are going to maybe hear tonight some testimonies, how what we've learned them impacted indeed on their lives. We also sensitize them week after week that their part in this partnership is to make sure that they'll go back into their businesses to make their differences, and that all eyes and ears are on them. My favorite author, Anna Mendes Farrell, wrote the following powerful words that's actually aligned what we are doing at the African Leadership Institute. Quote, "Understand who we really are is the door to great treasures that God has for us. It is the entrance to the most extraordinary knowledge of the love and power of God. In the small but great key is established the difference between a victorious life full of splendor of God or a life of failure and limited power. Life isn't about finding yourself, but it's about discovering who God created you to be." The founder of the African Leadership Institute, Tawi Fori, always say, Africa should make better plans and Africa should execute these plans better. For this to happen more frequently and consistently, we will have to invest in our human capacity more deliberately and more diligently. If you want to find out more about yourself, please contact us. Sign up for a journey that will leave you in awe of what God has in mind when He created you and me. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mary in absentia, for that remarks. We are celebrating 77 graduates today, ladies and gentlemen, from all 14 regions of the country. A round of applause, 77. And all these graduates are watching us, some of them are watching us from home. I see we have a few faces here. There's even one that's wearing her cap already. Ready. Thank you very much for being here. These graduates are through this is spearheaded by the Twapewa Kadhikwa Entrepreneurship and SME Development, and it is in support and made possible by their partners, who are the Namibian Diamond and Trading Company, NDTC, and Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, which is CAS, and the African Leadership Institute, which is ALI, and the LED, which is the Pathfinder Namibia, an agency under the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and SME Development. So those are the partners of the Olafika SME Development and Mentorship Program. A round of applause. Thank you. We are moving forward with our program, ladies and gentlemen, and the next speaker is a slot for Mr. Daniel Ngidinwa, who is the Executive Director of the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, and he unfortunately could not be here with us today, but he made sure that his speech is delivered, and he has entrusted a colleague, Miss Helena, to come and give the Ms. Lachia. Sorry. he entrusted Ms. Lachia to come and deliver his speech for him. Ms. Lachia?
Good afternoon, everybody, distinguished graduates, guests, and partners under the Olafika Mentorship Program. It gives me pleasure to stand before you today to celebrate the achievement of our graduates from Olafika. And I'm going to say a few words representing my executive director who could not be here, but due to some quite important assignments. I'm going to make it a short, brief remarks. As I stand here, I'm inspired by the success and the achievement of all the small and medium business owners present here today. The Ministry of Urban and Rural Development and the sub-national government, as we know them, they are entrusted with a mandate of ensuring appropriate policy, legal, regulatory, and institutional framework and structures for effective governance. But not only that, we are also entrusted with an assignment or the function of coordinating development at local level and at the national level. As an integral part of our mandate to coordinate development, we also have a responsibility to capacitate SMEs and practitioners on the ground. And when I say the ground, it means the local authorities and the regional councils. And as you can see or maybe recall, we have 57 local authorities. We have 14 regions in the country. And it will be a big task for the ministry really to capacitate all these people at the local level. And these are the people that we entrust to start, working at the grassroots. And everything starts at grassroots. We don't start at the top. If you want development to flourish, you should start at the grassroots. We could not carry that task alone. And we know that we cannot, although we have been entrusted with that assignment, we cannot do it alone. So we deemed it fit to cooperate with other partners, and we saw this program as a hand that could assist us to capacitate our practitioners and SMEs that are at local level if they are to grow. And also to grow the economy of this country. It would be very considerably difficult to run a program of this magnitude without solid, reliable, and inspiring partners. And we believe that by partnering with the right people and organizations such as Olafika, CAS, NDTC, Ministry of Trade, all other stakeholders, we will really make an impact and we could make a difference in our economic development journey. The partners on this program understand that the economic development agenda of our country should not be a sole responsibility of government. As you can see, there is Ministry of Trade, there is Ministry of Urban Rural Development, but we also have private sector on board. And this is a good example to see that, to showcase that private sector and government can work together. It's only when we work together then we will realize the vision that we have for Namibia. The industrialization vision that we have that we want to see Namibia being an industrialized country can only be achieved if all stakeholders, we pull together, looking forward to the vision that we have set for ourselves. To our graduates, to our dearest graduates, you have been studying and learning from a living laboratory. I've already alluded to this. The reason why I'm saying you are learning from a living laboratory, you are learning from somebody who had experienced it all, it's not somebody who's just coming to teach you or to tell you things from the books, not theoretical things, but things, the journey that she has traveled. And I'm speaking now, Madam Twapewa, and other people that also came to speak to you from their own experience. So you were really getting first-hand information, first-hand experience. And we expect you to go out there and shine as you are deemed to be the gems. We want you. You are the diamond of this journey, and we want you to sparkle. We want you to illuminate that journey towards the industrialization of Namibia. Rome wasn't built in one day, and we think with these small steps that we are taking today, it might be small, as we say. No, it's just SMEs that we are training. It might be small, but it makes an impact. It's a step ahead. It's a step from the current situation where we are. Illuminate that journey, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lahia Ngipondoka, for a well-delivered speech. And just to highlight something very powerful there, as she mentioned, if you want to go far, if you want to have much done, you can do it alone. But if you want to go far, take a team with you. Thank you very much. Now, moving on with our program, I just wanted to, as Ms. Lahia here also was just mentioning, we have award sponsors that made possible this graduation ceremony, that people that believe in entrepreneurship and the impact that it can make to the economy of Namibia and Africa at large. And just to acknowledge our award sponsors, which is Standard Bank, Sanlam, Dinapama, Nedbank, Bank of Namibia, and Telecom. Those are our award sponsors. Round of applause, and I see their representatives here with us. Thank you very much. Next on our program, we are going to have a video showcased now, which is titled "Why the Time Is Now." That is just loosely translated as also Olafika. For those that do not know Olafika, know that that do not know, Olafika is also loosely translated as "the time is now." So we are just going to play a video for you to just understand as to what is the background really of this whole initiative. Now, Mr. DJ, you can play the video.
To start off with, entrepreneurship, I must say entrepreneurs are an important national asset. Are we going to see an industrialized economy in the next few years by 2030 that is able to produce its own local produce, that we can actually have food security, we can be able to actually export? And we do have the means. We just need to unlock that potential within the young generation, all these entrepreneurs that we have.
Firstly, Tapewa is self-made. She has started from the ground. She has been on the ground. My expectation is that you will find advice from somebody who has experienced the good, the challenges.
You are unique. Every one of us are unique. If you take your uniqueness and you find out what makes you different, and you start taking that difference into what will make you successful, then you will start making that difference.
We are always second-guessing ourselves. We're always second-guessing the opportunity, second-guessing the environment. So more creative and risk-taking aptitude and an ecosystem that is supportive, I think, are the two things that we need to do to ensure better entrepreneurship development in this country.
This is, we find that to be in common with what Olafika is doing, supporting SMEs so that they can be equipped with skills that they so badly need to be able to successfully run their enterprises and grow into big enterprises.
Well, my opinion on entrepreneurship development is sort of, it stems off looking at the current school system and the way that our system is basically structured. And it's not to disregard the contributions that are being made by subjects such as entrepreneurship, but I just feel like we don't do enough to mold us as young people into being entrepreneurs. You know, many times we're taught to aspire to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, but we don't know like who's gonna sell the cars to these doctors and who's gonna sell the cars to these lawyers, who's gonna build the hospitals for these doctors to work in. So I feel like our school system doesn't leave a lot of room for us to aspire to be entrepreneurial, doesn't capacitate us to do that, at least not as much as it should, given the context of Namibia.
If you are listening to, first of all, your spirit and to the noise around you, you will be able to listen out for opportunities. Now, opportunities will never disappear, but they're only attractive to the taker. But the taker needs to be able to identify and pursue that opportunity. So my message to Namibian entrepreneurs is that the field is full of harvestable crops, but the workers are few. So the opportunities are endless. And I just want to encourage them that the time is now to rise beyond the level we rose before and to grab into this agenda of entrepreneurship.
Each business must have strategy. Strategy is very important. And of course, vision. And therefore, I also believe in alliances, in partnership with credible and reliable partners that will add value to that business. So, but overall, determination is focus, is never to give up. To those who have done it already, thank you very much for helping Tapewa. You have not only helped her, but you have helped a number of Namibian young people. And what we now call ESME, but what we would want is that we want to have our corporate entities in Namibia that owns mines, own banks, financial institutions, own productive sectors, that these SMEs must have ambition to grow and to contribute effectively to the Namibian economy.
I know it's hot, but let's just Okay. Thank you for that video with inspiring messages from I see Meme Topewa, the team, Mr. Njaba, Mr. Ndelula. It was very quite insightful. And we are going to move on with our program. The next speaker on the program, ladies and gentlemen, is Miss Helena Moteng, who is the Manager of Public and Corporate Affairs at the Namibian Diamond Trading Company.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't she just lovely? Don't you want to just give her just a round of applause? You're doing such a good job at making us feel so special and welcome here today. I saw on the program, Topewa, that I have 5 minutes to talk, and I thought to myself, Topewa must know me, because what's the likelihood, hey, of me speaking for only 5 minutes? But to honor the audience that we're with today, I promise I'll keep it short and to the point. To the graduates who are here today, who are really our honorary guests, it's such a joy and such a privilege to see you today. And I remember when we started off this journey, and I remember the first class that everybody came into, you know, the uncertainty, the awkwardness, you don't know who this is, and just fast forward a number of months, almost a year later, and here we're sitting and you're graduating. So I want to touch on a few points, and I want to go back and forth with your permission on where we came from, where we are, and where we're going. So I want to capture a bit of hindsight, what has happened, and I want to talk to the insight that we have as a result, and I want to talk to the foresight in terms of where we're going from here. I must say, Topewa, from the onset, I bring you greetings from my CEO, Mr. Brent Asep. You know him very well. If he could be here, he would have by no way have stayed away. He would definitely have been here. But he had a equally pressing commitment that he needed to honor. And he wanted me to share with you his greetings and to share with the graduates just his congratulatory remarks on your achievement. And he's definitely looking forward to seeing good and great things coming from our graduates. I thought to myself, if you know Mr. Asek, my CEO, he's a very eloquent speaker, very clear in thought, very strategic and specific about what he wants to say. And it's often very difficult to stand in for someone like that because they are so clear in what they want to say. So I thought, let me think of some of the pearls of wisdom that I know he always shares with us as his team by way of encouraging the production team or the project management team, the leadership, Ms. Kadikwa, as well as the graduates, but equally also the sponsors that have joined forces to make this possible. There is no way that we can do things independently, because if we do, we might miss great insights along the way. So we are interdependent in that way. And I'm really happy that we have partners like CAS and the ministry that can join hands with us as we join hands with Topewa. So let's look back in hindsight. What are we looking back to, actually? I remember when Topewa came and she pitched this idea. And you know, Topewa is a very persuasive speaker. She's a very enforcing speaker. Like, you will listen to me. I will make my point. And that point will always be a very poignant point. And as an entrepreneur who has walked the journey for many years, she had a lot of insight on what works, what doesn't work, what should work, what do we need, where are the gaps. She was able to recognize that in ways that many who are not in that space were not able to. As a result, she authored a book, and that book took on a life of its own. Fast forward a couple of months later, here we are. The book became a mentorship program, and the mentorship program brought us here today. One of the things that no, that's a really good point to clap hands. So one of the things that really stood out for me was her analysis of where we were as a country as it pertained to SME development. The challenges that SMEs were going through, and particularly entrepreneurs who found themselves in the trade but had no real formal training to be an effective and an impactful entrepreneur. We were really moved by her analysis that told us of how many people were registering businesses but were just simply unable to manage or run effective businesses. So every other year they were opening up a new business because the other business idea sort of just died out. We were moved by her relationship and her engagement on various levels, leadership levels within the country, to sort of burn this issue on the hearts and minds of our leaders and our people, industry, entrepreneurs themselves, just to help them understand that there is an urgent need for us to act and to act now. And of course, why wouldn't she call it the time is now? In her mind, the time had arrived. It was time for us to do something. And what was that something? It was framed in the Olafika Mentorship program. I remember the various presentations that we had when Tapewa and the team had to come through to share the ideas and the thoughts and the aspirations of the program. And we were listening with great amazement that somehow as a country we missed those opportunities to capture such wonderful experiences and package them and share them with other people. And of course, we decided right there and then that we wanted to be part of a journey like that because it spoke to who we were. We're a diamond company. Our mandate is to sort diamonds, value them, and to sell them. What that really means in a nutshell is we take a diamond that looks like a rock to you and everybody else, and then we say to you, this rock is actually very valuable. This is the value of this rock. And after we've done that, we go and find somebody who wants that rock at that price. So we understand the concept of value addition, and we understand what it means to take something from a place of little value and leave it in a place of complete value. That, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, is the Olafika program. 77 SMEs across 14 regions within 56 localities, like my colleague pointed out. In every one of those localities, these entrepreneurs can make a change and make an impact. And that is certainly what we expect of you. You're not off the hook because you're graduating today. In fact, your trouble really starts today. Because I'm sure by now, as you know, Tapewa, she'll be on your case. But more so, the expectation of Namibian people and those people in the localities that you come from is high. So you have to push hard and do more and make sure that you expand your businesses and you hit those milestones that you've set to yourself. So, like I said earlier, speaking for 5 minutes. So I think I will summarize my conversation to you. Am I having... Oh, you see, the Lord is good. Okay, so we've looked back in hindsight what we've done. Let's look at the insight of where we are now. 2020, a year that just came on with a wonderful opportunity called COVID-19. A lot of people were thinking, this is the end of the world. What are we going to do? And a lot of other people were saying, particularly entrepreneurs were saying, oh my goodness, what an opportunity. This is wonderful because now we can innovate. Now we can go beyond the limits of yesterday. Now we can look at products and services and create new things that would speak to the future that we're walking into, because that future is different. And if we talk about foresight, I thought how I would address the issue of foresight, and I concluded that the best way to do that is to really speak to the mentees in particular, to the partners in particular, and to Tapewa and the team in particular about where I think we are going. So I decided, let me jot down a quick letter. And I authored this letter really, really quickly. And I wrote it from a different time and space. We are in 2020. Quite frankly, it's the 25th, I think, of October 2020. My letter was authored from 2040, on the 25th of October. 2040. So, we're talking about foresight, right? I wanted to walk into the future and I wanted to look back and see, after 2020, what could we do? So if you would allow me, I'll just quickly read this letter to you. It's not very long, but it just has a few key things that I want you to think about as you leave this engagement today, particularly our mentees, because I actually wrote it for you. Dear graduates, 2020 Olafika graduates, it's now 2040, and I am amazed at what you have achieved. You have changed the narrative of the Namibian business landscape. You have developed industries. You have created new industries, and you've moved the ones that we knew forward. You've changed the product and service space in a way that our minds in 2020 could not perceive. We had no idea in 2040 we would sit with a bunch of people that not only graduated in 2020, but after them, they brought millions along with them. In fact, what they did is they did what Tapewa said. Tapewa said, I want to replicate myself into a number of entrepreneurs. And my God, look at what you did. You set off a movement that replicated itself hundreds and hundreds of times over and over. And in doing that, you changed the narrative completely. Our country's story has changed. It's not a story of poverty. It's not a story of weakness. It's not a story of we don't know what to do. It's a story of look what we have done. And I want to commend you in 2040 because what you have done is amazing. When I think back to 2020 and I think back of the pandemic that came on us and the opportunities that came on with it, I am amazed at how much you did with the opportunities. I'm amazed at how innovative you took those things and you packaged them for us. I remember 2020 was a difficult year in our country and in the business space particularly. I remember businesses were closing down left, right, and center, and it was discouraging to some extent. But I also look at what you did with all that discouragement. I looked at what you did with all the challenges. Here we stand today in 2040. The crisis gave birth to your brilliance. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, as we look forward and we champion on, remember, it's not about the course. It's not about this graduation. Quite frankly, it's not about Tapewa and the team. It is the picture you need to constantly have in your mind is, where will we be in 2040? And what role would I have played to make sure that that is a good narrative, that is a good space, and that is a space where Namibia can say, look at us, we are not just Namibian, but we are the best damn Namibian diamonds that can be. And I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've exceeded my 5 minutes, so I'll end there and wish you all a wonderful day as we enjoy the rest of this gathering. But to the graduates, your challenge is not hard, it's not difficult. Everything that you need to know, you have been taught throughout this course. Everything that you need to be perfect in 2040 was already built into you throughout this year. You can, you have the capacity, you have the strength, you have the wisdom, you have the innovation, you have what it takes, and you are a deserving entrepreneur. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Ms. Helena Moteng, for that wonderful, wonderful remarks that you just gave us there. And with your letter that you just said you just wrote now, we would not really believe that you just wrote it when you were sitting there, as you said. Can you guys believe that? Really? It's so, it carries so much weight, so much volume, ladies and gentlemen. And she's looking into the future with so much hope and enthusiasm. And this just tells how important and fortunate that the Olafika SME Development and Mentorship Program have such a great and strong team that believes in them, believes in dreams unseen. So thank you very much, Ms. Moteng, and another round of applause. Thank you very much. Now, moving forward with our program, the next speaker that we have on the program is not really easy to introduce. It is, I wish I had someone that could actually do this for me to just introduce her. So this is Miss Tapewa Kadhikwa. Okay. I think that saved me. Ms. Tapewa, the floor is yours.
song is called The Wind of Change Sweeping Across the African Continent. The wind of change sweeping across the African continent. The wind of change, oh, sweeping across the African continent. Over there, they say this. Oh yeah, Africa. Oh yeah, ooh. Amandla, oh wait, Aluta, continue, mama. Leave Africa, yeah, the wind of change, the wind of change, the wind of change, oh yeah, the wind of change,
oh my God to them, all the Dakonja, come here. Come, it's a wind of change, there's a change happening. Let's go. Oh,
the wind of change.
Rakia, come, Serena, come, join your SMEs. Claudia, Ozana, come here. Over there, they say yes. Oh yeah, Africa. Oh yeah, ooh. Amanda, I'll wait you. I'll go to you and hey, let's go. Viva Africa, yeah, the wind of oh yeah, the wind of entrepreneurship, the wind of business, the wind of money, the wind of chelete. Oh my God! Thank you.
The wind of freedom sweeping across Mama Africa. The wind of freedom sweeping
Hey,
across
Mama. Woo. Oh, too soon. Put a pause there. When I finish, we finish it. Nay, it's a wind of change, my people. You don't do what you do with how you arrive there. If the way you arrive to a destination and a crisis happens, it's not the way you depart from that destination. Asho, in fact, all of us, we are just lucky to be here today because COVID that was looking for customers, and those customers are in this room. So I'm just dancing just for the fact that I haven't gone to Nambob yet, and I hope none of you will go. You know Nambob, Abob? You know what they do? Ooh, mommy. You know what they do? Nambob? All right. You know they have sales targets. Yes? You know they also pay bonus. They don't sell chicken. They sell corpses. So they're also, in fact, they're even profitable. How many of you were profitable this year? Nambob was profitable, my dear. So one day I was like, Ma, maybe I must just change my business model. Maybe a mortuary will work because there's so many more customers that side than on this side. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Sanbonani, Kain Koas, Uchochi. normally go running on Saturday mornings, and I was just thinking, what will I say again, Hano? What is this topic every time I speak? When are they going to start speaking? The vision. You know, the book of Habakkuk says, cast the vision. And those that read it, run with it. So it's done. Now I need to sit back. Now we just need to hire speakers to speak. You know what I'm saying? I haven't changed since when we gave birth to the vision. The men are looking at me here like I'm now going on. But you know, for those of you that haven't been pregnant, bearing a pregnancy is not a joke. They're looking at me. So every time, if you look in genetics and biology, the doctor will say your pregnancy is advanced, which means you must work less, you must have special care, because we need to manage this exit, really. And I've seen that the death that happens to projects, to businesses, to people, to whatever we want to give birth to, including visions, is not because of the vision. It's because of the midwife that was supposed to be in the delivery room. Do you understand? Asho. So the midwife even becomes more important than the doctor. Because without the midwife, that doctor packs, because he can't manage that delivery. And the midwives to this program, even if we talk vision, what, it's fine. But without the midwives to facilitate the birth of this baby, there will be no program. And the midwives are really our partners. Because if we can walk around 2.6 million people with projects, if there is no one to facilitate that exit and to say, you know, they beat the baby, come at okay, the baby is fine. I look at Kenny. I'm sure he was like that. I'm sure. I'll call the Liswani family. So that baby, then everybody comes down in the delivery room. And that's because that is the most critical point of vision bearing. Many visions don't die because they are bad. The visions die because of the vision facilitators. So collectively, I can never thank you enough. NDTC, CAS, MURD, MITSMED, Ali, Almal, just for being here. Now we can start milking into this generation of entrepreneurs. Because without you, honestly, I think we all know that visions will not take off. So give them a big round of applause. The biggest midwife who's not here is my husband. Because I was even telling Nepolo today, I said, Nepolo, I don't know if I was a guy, I don't know if I'll marry me. You know, I don't know. I'm just a bit too much sometimes. And this man listens to me. Then he escorts me. Then I come back crying. Then he takes me away. Okay, go again. And I'm like, you are so cool. If I was a man married to Tapewa, get your things in order. The drama can just be a little bit too much sometimes. So he's not here, but when you see him, please pat him on the shoulder. He's a serious midwife, because there's another program coming.